share. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm recording my the use of WBSChartPro from a manual drawing. Okay, I think while I'm recording it or showing you how to do it, I would also check on the accuracy of the WBS, how it's been drawn, is it the right way of drawing it, and so on. So what I have here is a project called Purchase of Land. So for me to start off, I have to put in the project title, which is called Purchase of Land. For me to do so, I open a blank sheet of paper. Basically, it will ordinarily be something like this, okay? Like all grayed out, and then you will have to say, okay, let's start a new project. That kind of new thing there. So I just click on it. Of course, it will be a white space. So how do I put in the title? You go to this thing here called Insert. Insert. This is a key, and of course, there's only the others are all grayed out. You just press Insert. There we do. Insert. That will be your header. I shall call it the project title lah. You can double click on it on the box, or you just rest your mouse and double click on it, and then I call it Purchase of Land or Land Purchase lah. So this is a project name, Land Purchase Project. Press enter. So you have that. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 branches. 6 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 branches. Okay. So what we're going to do is that there is a shortcut key to make the children underneath the by pressing the alternate key, the ALT, pressing it down, and then you have you have the arrow top, down, left, right arrow. You just press the alternate key and press the down arrow. So you have pop on child. So you want to do it on the right hand side. That means this children here put on the right side. Just alternate key, right hand button, pop, pop. Or you want on the left hand side. So just left hand button lah. Pop, pop. So the popping sound is not included in the software lah. So okay, I have 6, right? Okay, I still short of 1. Let me just put 1 more in. Pop. If you want to if you press down key, means you're going to be a child of this one here. Pop, pop, pop. Press down and then left and right. Okay, are you trying this out? Does it work? That's it. Okay. And what if you have done some error? If you've done error, you just highlight. You can see there's a red rectangle. You just highlight the box that you want to delete off. You just press delete. Just delete. You can delete all its tasks below it also. You can do so. Let's start with this one here. Identify land. DENTIFY LAND. Then you have land valuation or perform. That's one thing I want to highlight to you is that the labeling, okay, of the boxes should be action word or work-based word rather than identify. Okay, identify land is fine. It's a verb. In bahasa, it's called kata kerja lah. So instead of saying land valuation, I will say maybe evaluate land or something like that. Then the other one is negotiate. Okay. Negotiate is an action word. Negotiating. Negotiate, sorry. And you have another one is called get approval instead of saying approval. Okay, obtain approval. Well, then you have sign S&P. Sign S&P agreement. Now, of course, we know that's sign S&P. And then last one is called transfer ownership. Okay, that's fine. That's a good label. Transfer ownership. I have completed the first layer, top layer. Now I want to make the children from this layer. Identify, you have 1, 2, 3. You have 3 items. Through 3 children under identify land. So I'll highlight identify land and press the alternate down arrow key to make the child, and then put 2 more child, maybe on right or the left, doesn't matter, right or left. So here, conduct site visit. Conduct site visit. Visits. And then the one is Carian Rasmi, something about bahasa. Okay, perform search or something like that. Okay, search. What do you got? What search? Search lah or whatever. And then conduct feasibility study. Conduct or perform. Conduct feasibility study. Studies. Okay. So we have land valuate or evaluate land, valuation of the land. You only have 1, meaning here there's no child underneath it. So okay, I can keep it, no problem. Maybe you put it as 1 is because you feel that this land valuation is only like a day or less than 10 days. So you don't feel there is a need for you to break down further for clarity. That's entirely up to you. Your team is happy with it. We are happy with it. This one here, maybe identify land. You say, okay, identify land. There are a lot of things inside identify land. I want to make it clear to everyone. So you say, oh, I'm going to do a site visitations, perform an official search of Carian Rasmi, and then you have conduct. Okay, that's fine. If you need that clarity, then break down further into his children. Okay? That decision is entirely up to the team, because it's the team that are the subject matter experts who will come up with the WBS. The project manager is only a facilitator to know, okay, this is how we draw it, this is how we draw it. For all you know, the project manager may be very ignorant of this specialist field that he or she is in. But it's actually really relying on the team members to have that specialization and the skill set. So negotiate, stand alone by itself. Okay, that's fine, no problem, because maybe it's too simple a thing that you need to break down further. Approval. Okay, get approval. You have 1, 2, 3. There are 3 things. So pop, pop, pop. So over here, I have maybe obtain management approval from management. So I think that's a spelling error here. Obtain. Okay. Here is at IPC. IRC, sorry. What is IRC? Investment Risk Committee. Okay, get IRC approval. And then maybe the one here, get BOD approval. Okay, GET, Board of Directors approval. So basically, there are 3 approvals that need to be done. So not just get approval, but actually get approvals. So that's plural. If I'm very particular with grammar. Sign S&P. S&P, there are 2 children under S&P. So I will just pop 1 down and pop 1 more right beside it. So sign S&P, I will have this thing here called finalizing terms and conditions. Finalizing terms and conditions. And the next one here will be make payment. Okay? So I should know what make payment for the S&P, okay? And the last one is just transfer ownership by itself. So I want to save the file, and I will give it maybe a very obvious name, land purchaser. Press enter. We have done. We have completed our WBS already. If there's any add-on later on, say, hey, I think we need to add this one or we need to extract it, just do it as if you are creating it. Okay. So let's suppose say, no, I don't call it make payment. Maybe I can call it make progressive payment. and I'll have 3 payments underneath make payment rather than just having one payment. I make 3 different payments. Let's suppose progressive payment. Okay. So what are you going to do? Well, I say I want to make 3 children underneath it. Okay, fine. You just make 3 more children. You can say that this is progress number 1. Sorry about that. Make progress payment number 1, and then maybe that was a progress number 2. Right? Maybe that, or you want to put make progress number 2 payment if you more complete name of naming it. Make progress payment number 3, for example. Sorry about that. Yeah. And let's suppose after the team has keyed in this, say, no, I think we don't need to have specify 3. We're going to make 1 payment. Okay, it's still okay. You can just have to highlight it with the box and press the delete key. Just delete it. Just like how you would delete things like that. Just like that. Give me payment single-handedly, doesn't matter. And then save the file. Okay, are you all right until here? Okay, so I have made an MP4 recording of this. Later I will share it with you at the Google Drive link if you want to refer it later on, if you want to use it after the course. What's next? Well, if you're using WBS Schedule Pro and you are using the premium version, obviously you can see, hey, I have these 2 other features, which is network chart and Gantt chart. And also you can you'll say, oh, no, I think I want to use this and present it on a PowerPoint slide. But this one is too wide to fit into a PowerPoint slide. So can you like compact it so that I can put in a very nice squarish thing and I can just add on to my PowerPoint slide as a picture? Yeah, it's entirely up to you. You can choose the many viewpoints. You can use a compact. If you really want to have that, that's fine. Like how you're drawing it anyway on the paper. So if you want this to be the one, and you can just do a file screen capture, or rather, it's actually a screen capture. It's a PNG file. It's even better resolution rather than JPEG. JPEG is very grainy. But PNG is trying to retain the original, and you don't see any distortion of the image. It's the purest form, I would say, in this example. So I can just say that WBS picture. Okay, that's called WBS picture, right? I press. So if one fine day you want to have a PowerPoint presentation using this diagram, which I already saved the screenshot, then you're going to open up let's suppose you're going to open a new PowerPoint slide. Maybe something like this, right? And then you will want to say, okay, project presentation. Project presentation. And you can, of course, add one of the new slide in it and insert your picture as if it's like any other picture. So I want to call up the WBS picture. Of course, I think you need to have the white background so that it merges instead of having the gray at the background, right? So, or you can let PowerPoint to suggest how it should look like professionally. So white background, so you don't see any boxy thing. Perfectly up to you how you want to look at it. Sure. Okay, it's very visible from far, not so cramped. And then you can have your titles here and so forth. Okay, I think you know what to do with it. Basically. From here, I can use, or what I will say is that I can now join or sequence the activities. So if I'm using this 3-in-1 software, which is the premium version, I can now go to the network Gantt chart. Network Gantt chart, which you will have it in this form, in this format. Let me zoom out so you can see its entirety. I know there are a lot of stuff in there. Basically, they're all boxes. So I need your help now. For those who are doing the purchase of land, tell me the sequence of the work. Which one would you do first? Now remember, these are all the title. The one on top here is this title. Okay, and then we have this thing here called identify land. Down here, identify land. You can see that's over here, identify land. This is actually a title. So what do you mean by that? It means they are the parents. And these are all the children. Those boxes are the children. In other words, these are the children. So identify land, under identify land, you have 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's why you have that. 1, 2, 3. And then you get approvals. You have 3. So you have management approval, you have IRLC, and then you have the BOD. And then how about the feasibility study? Let me just go up a bit. Transfer ownership, land purchase, identify land. Yes, you have 3 items. Under identify land, then you get approvals. You have the other 3. And you have the sign S&P. You have the other 2. Okay. So you may be asking, where is land valuation? Land valuation. Land valuation is here. Okay. Negotiation is also here. Transfer ownership, because they are single, right? Because they are standalone, so that's why, okay, 1, 2, 3. So it's all, basically all the boxes represent the children, not the parents. Actually, we call it parents. So let me ask you, which one would be the first project, first task you would do, or first activity you would do? Okay, yes, correct, identify land. But which of the site visit, official search, or the feasibility study that you would do first inside the identify land? Site visit. So what I'm going to do is this. I conduct site visit. That is the first task, which is this one. Followed by, after site visit, okay, so we do an official search. So basically, just put here, press your mouse button, left button down, hold it. You can see that like a rubber band thing that stretches out. So we're going to do a perform search. Just select it. See, there you can see there's a red highlight or bracket around it, meaning here you are going to release it, it will join with the arrow. Don't worry about the red and the blue. We'll discuss about it. What is the red? What is the blue? So after you finish searching, what do? Feasibility. Okay. So press the button down, holding it on down, and drop off. I think you enjoy this, right? So it's worth 400 ringgit, something like that, 400 US dollars or so. Now, what happens if I want to do things in parallel? Not in series, but I want to do things in parallel. I'll show you as when we reach there. So we have actually settled the first 3. After feasibility study, where do you go next? After you finish conduct study, where do you go next? Do you do a land valuation? Experts, do you do a land valuation after you finish feasibility study? I cannot ask the party, I must ask to the project team because they will be responsible whatever happens. So I cannot get external consultant to tell me because not being engaged. Okay, so after you're done finished feasibility study, where do you go next? Well, I have land valuation, nego, management approval, IRC, BOD. I have finalizing TNC, payment, of course, no. Transfer ownership. So what do you do? Okay, sorry. Oh, so after you do a search, you go to land valuation. Yes. Oh, keyboard. Oh, you can't. You have touchpad. You can use the touchpad to move. Will it work? Cannot work. Your touchpad cannot work. Oh, that means this one, the touchpad is working. Not working well lah. A keyboard is a bit difficult because this one need movement. Yeah, sorry about that. That you have to use. You want me to borrow you my mouse? It's a Bluetooth mouse. So okay, so you say, oh wait, that's wrong. I need to perform search. I need to go to evaluate land. So in this case, I may say, okay, now can I just unlink this one? That's my unlink. This basically this. Oops, sorry. I like this and highlight this. You need to highlight the beginning and the end of the one that you want to unlink. So you highlight perform search. You can see there's a box there, right? And then with your control key, press down, holding it down, go and choose your destination, the next one. So you got these two being blacked out, and then you press the unlink. So, and then you say, okay, let me hook it up to valuation. So again, press it down, holding the button down, and go to valuation. And then drop off. You get the idea? So it tries to maintain the category by its role, so that it doesn't go messy. Let's suppose that, okay? Let's suppose you are doing valuation land and feasibility study at the same time. Let's suppose, I know it may not be the case, right? I want to do both of them together concurrently. So I can do this, yeah. I can put this and this together. I can do it in parallel. That means these two go into this as well as this in parallel. You know what I mean here? Okay, now let me undo. That's my undo key. Oh, there's no undo key. So click on this and then click on this to unlink. So when you finish valuation, where do you go next? Feasibility study. Okay, so feasibility study, no, not yet. This one here, Oh, that's a pre-feasibility study. So you can say that, well, I think it's okay. Perform search, or you can do perform search and feasibility study. Then only we meet up at valuation land. I mean, it works that way, right? That means okay. Let me unlink this. In this case, unlink it. So like how we originally wanted it just now. So now this will be conduct pre-feasibility, pre-project, pre-purchase feasibility study. Am I correct? Okay. I can double click on this and change the file name. Not change the file name. Change the box name to be more clear. Conduct pre-purchase feasibility. P-R-E-P-U-R-C-H-A-S. Pre-purchase feasibility study to be more accurate. Yeah, good. So now from here, I want to come to evaluate land valuation. So don't worry about WBS. The WBS has been corrected already. That's my pre. Conduct my pre. Whatever you change there, the others all have to be followed again, to move the same. So now go back to Gantt chart. After you finish valuation, where do you go? Negotiate. Okay. Negotiation. Okay. Click on this, drag it to negotiate and release. Okay, after negotiation, go where? Get approval. Okay. You have 3 approval parties to give. Which one comes first, which one comes second, or are they done all 3 in parallel? One after another. So which one goes first? Manage one first. Okay. So negotiate, I put it to management, release. After management goes to where? Okay. Pull and release. And then of course you see on the right hand side. So let me zoom out a bit. Okay, I know quite small already now. After RLC, BOD. Pull and go to BOD, release. Okay, which one parallel? Okay, so let me undo it. Let me unlink it first. I think all the 3, can I do all the 3 unlink together? Not bad, huh? Okay. It's a lazy man doing things. Right? So this management and RRC done simultaneously. So it means I don't click here, no. I would from here. Because it's in parallel. RRC. Okay. Release. Okay. So after these 2 approval, I join to BOD. Which means this one here, click, link up to this, and this one, click on it, link up to this. So they will have these arrows. I mean, the direction the arrow tells you, oh, these 2 are running in parallel. Yeah, exactly, that's what you're seeing. And they are closing it and move into BOD, which means the BOD, we cannot start BOD if we have not finished management, we have not finished RRC. Okay. So after BOD, where do you go? Finalizing terms and conditions S&P. I mean, you only have 2 more left, right? Yeah, the others all covered already. Oh, 3, transfer and finalizing and make payment. So where do you go next? Okay, after BOD, click on it and drag to this one and release. So you will see it's okay. So last 2, where they go after finalizing T&C. Make payment, yes. Click and drop off. And of course, I'm sure the last one will be transfer ownership. In other words, this one here, click on it, pull it all the way to the top here, pull off. So you will have all completed. So this is the sequence. In Bahasa, we call it atau cara or the workflow. So if your team are all happy, make sure you save the file. Okay, make sure you save the file so nothing is lost. This is called a network diagram. In your course material, it's called network diagram, where you sequence, with the arrows and directions, called network diagram sequence. So the next thing that is left is actually estimating the duration of those boxes. Since we have done the sequence in your mind, sequencing. But we cannot do any duration if we do not understand what resources that are available to us to do each of this activity. Because once we know the number of resources, then only we'll be able to estimate the duration accurately. Right? So now, you know how we're going to use the WBSChartPro, and you have seen that one has been completed for purchase of bank. For those teams who already have the software, you can proceed to do your bundle project if you have it, as well as the aircraft project. So I'm going to stop my recording here, and we will look at it manually now. So every group has a chance to tell me basically how you want to sequence it manually. Then later we can transfer over to the computer when you are ready for it. Okay. All right, so I'll stop my recording and this will be in completion of this. If I were to proceed from this recording and to show about the activity duration and so on, I need to know that the resources. If I don't know the resources, there's no way for me to estimate the duration. It's only as good as saying, oh, okay, this is how it flows, but how long does it take? I do not know. Okay. So let me save it and I will pause my recording.